What's up guys, it's Bussy and here coming at you with another Pokemon theme deck profile, and today we're looking at Erika's Gym Heroes deck. Starting with the Pokemon, first of all we get one Erika's Dratini in the deck. Starting with the colorless Pokemon there, Erika's Dratini is a known card in the base Neo, in the WotC era cards, because it's got a really good Pokemon power, Strange Barrier. If a basic Pokemon attacks Erika's Dratini and it would do 20 or more damage, then that damage is reduced to 10. So Erika's Dratini and basics, they're not really going to go get on too well. Tail Strike with a double colorless, you get definitely 10 damage. With the lucky coin flip, you might get 30, which is okay. But really, it's that strange barrier that can give you a nice little stall tactic. You also got no weakness, resistance to psychic, and just the one retreat cost. So Erika's Dratini, immediately a nice little addition in the deck. Next, we have a full playset of Erika's Tangela and a 60 HP basic when you're playing theme decks versus theme decks is usually pretty good. We also get a 1 grass energy attack Vine Slap for 10 damage, and we can upgrade to Stretch Vine. If your opponent has any bench Pokemon, choose one of them and this attack does 20 damage to it. So you get a bit of a bench sniping as well with these Tangelas. And again, you get a full playset, so you can definitely rely on this guy uh, to get into play. Here is where we get to the more sort of useful Pokemon in a way that they actually have an evolution line included in the deck, and that's Erika's Execute. 3 copies, and we get 1 copy of Erika's Executor. With theme deck battles, it's often really important to have an evolution, at least a stage 1, ideally stage 2 for your basics, because often the status effects, special conditions become really powerful in theme deck battles, and if you can evolve one of your Pokemon, then obviously you can get out of uh, a sleep lock, or you can get out of confusion, which can be really annoying, especially, and even a paralyzed lock. You can be out of that if you can just go and evolve your active basic. So Erika's Execute is okay. The 40 HP is definitely not the best, but we get a explosion attack where you can use whatever energy you want to do for, and you flip a coin equal to the number of energy cards attached to Erika's Execute, and it does 10 damage times the number of heads. You could have 10 energies and you could still flip 10 tails, so it's not the most reliable one. But we do get Psychic as well. It does 10 damage plus 10 more damage for each energy card attached to the defending Pokemon. Now that is pretty powerful. For 2 energies, a Psychic and a Colorless, you can deal, well, a lot of damage, especially again in theme deck battles where your opponent is not really worried about super energy removals or anything, and you really have to just go all in on your evolutions or whatever the theme deck is operating with. So we can evolve into Erika's Executor, only 1 copy unfortunately, but 70 HP is really good. We also get Draw Power, shuffle your hand into your deck, then draw 5 cards. Really good in theme deck format. And you can Stomp for 3 energies, flip a coin if has this attack does 30 plus 10. If tails, it does 30 damage. That's not a bad attack actually for what we're looking at. So we get 3 Execute and one Executor here as well. We got 4 Erika's Bellsprout, 50 HP. It's alright, but it is a colorless and 20 damage attacker, so actually it becomes really powerful in this deck. Yes, she does 10 damage to itself when she attacks with Careless Tackle, but you still get a 20 damage attack off with Bellsprout for a colorless, which is actually pretty good for this format. Now Bellsprout actually does evolve into Weeping Bell, and we get 2 copies of Weeping Bell. Really good, because Weeping Bell will be one of our main boss monsters. Not only are we guaranteed to put our opponents active to a sleep and poison state for only 2 energy, we can also Vine Whip for 3 energies, and that's 40 damage. And again, that's a 70 HP stage 1, which would normally suck, but again, in this format, that's actually really good. That's what I love about the theme decks format, is that all these underrated cards, you have to play with them, because that's obviously the deck. That's what the deck does. You have to kind of run with it. And then finally, our main boss monster, 4 copies of Erika's Oddish, and we're gonna look at Erika's Gloom and the main man, Erika's Vileplume, the beautiful Erika's Vileplume in this deck that gets a lot of heavy lifting done for us in this particular deck. But let's look at Oddish first. 50 HP, not too bad. 1 grass energy for a blot attack, which deals 10 damage. And if you have damage counters in Erika's Oddish, she heals herself for 1 counter. That's pretty good, actually. 2 attacks like that, it's like a potion on itself. And you get Sporadic Sponge. Now you deal 20 damage and you have to flip a coin. If you get the heads, you can also remove 1 damage counters from Erika's Oddish. So she can really stay in game for a very, very long time, and hopefully long enough for you to be able to go and opt into one of the 2 Glooms. Let's look at this one first. Dream Dance. Both the defending Pokemon and Erika's Gloom are now asleep after doing damage, and it deals 10 damage. Vine Smell, both the defending Pokemon and Erika's Gloom are now confused after doing damage, and that's for 30 damage it deals. Or we got the healing one, where we get Healing Pollen for 1 energy. Flip a coin. If heads, remove 4 damage counters from Erika's Gloom. Or for 3 grass magic pollen, deals 30 damage. Flip a coin. If has defending Pokemon is now asleep, confused, paralyzed, or poisoned, you choose. Very versatile, very, very cool. Both Glooms are good, actually. And then finally, we got Erika's Vileplume. First of all, we got Pokemon Power, Pollen Defense. If an attack does damage to Erika's Vileplume while it's your active Pokemon, flip a coin. If has your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. And this power works even while Erika's Vileplume is asleep, confused, or paralyzed, which is fantastic. And for 3 grass, we got Mega Drain, deals 30 damage. And if Erika's Vileplume does damage to the defending Pokemon, remove a number of damage counters from Erika's Vileplume equal to half the damage done to the defending Pokemon, round it up to the nearest 10. So if you deal 30 damage, she heals 20 of her damage counters, which is really, really cool. So we got a really nice Pokemon lineup. We have a really cool boss monster. Again, be able to, just the boss monster being able to heal itself is generally going to give you a lot of extra mileage, and it's 80 HP, which is great too. Now, I'm going to start with the gym, because the gym is really important for us, especially for the Gloom. This Gloom here that can, of course, put herself asleep or put herself to confused. We want to combo that with Celadon City Gym. During each player's turn, that player may choose to discard an energy card attached to one of his other Pokemon with Erika in his name, and that player does so. That Pokemon is no longer asleep, confused, paralyzed, or poisoned. That's really, really, really cool. This is our reusable full heal that turns every single one of our energy cards basically into a full heal card, and it's really, really good for this deck, and it's really good generally in this little format as well. We do get 1 Erika, of course, and that is our card draw. It's unfortunate that our opponent also gets to draw 3 cards. In this format, you're not going to hesitate. You're just going to take the 3 cards when you can. We get Erika's Perfume, which I do feel is a little bit wasted in this deck. The only card I think it really combos with well is Erika's Tangela, and we do the Stretch Vine attack. We do get 4 Erika's Tangela, so I guess we can bait one of the basics out of our opponent's hand, but it's really more there to give us knowledge as to what's in our opponent's hand. And so maybe we want to go for an all-in with understanding what's in their hand. The cool thing is you don't have to put a basic Pokemon on their bench. It's a May, so you can do that if you want to. You can then go in with Erika's Tangela and start attacking them, especially if they don't have energies for some reason. It's very rare in this format to not have energies, because half the deck does come with energies. 2 Pokeball. I really wish these were Erika's Maids, not even Erika's maids. What is it? The Good Manners. Yeah. If this was Good Manners, oh my God, this deck would be absolutely amazing. Just allowing you to get any basic out of your hand, but you have to flip a coin with Pokeball, of course. But it can get you an evolution card, which is, I guess that's where it becomes a little bit more versatile. But it might not be anything because you might not get the coin flips. We do get 2 potions. It's pretty cool, especially for Bellsprout. Bellsprout can't obviously heal, and it does deal 10 damage to itself. It can keep Erika's Dratini in the active position for much longer as well, so potion's always nice to have. And we get 3 copies of Switch, which is really, really high value and quite unusual to get actually 3 of the same trainers, let alone 3 very useful trainers in the deck. And that will allow us to keep our energies and use them for Celadon City Gym when we need to full heal one of our Pokemon. And for energies, we get a lot of grass. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 grass energies. And just to make sure that our Execute and Executors can also do something, we get 6 psychic energies in this deck as well. So I think this is definitely one of the best gym theme decks. In fact, I would go as far as to say it's probably one of the best theme decks from the Wizards of the Coast era. Pre-e-reader, the e-reader decks are, although this probably could beat e-reader decks as well. E-reader decks and generally the basics in e-readers and even the stage ones are pretty lackluster. You kind of are forced to go into stage 2s. So I could easily see this Erika deck actually taking on one of the e-reader theme decks and probably win against it as well. So this is it, guys. Thank you for joining me for the Erika theme deck. And if you got any comments, please leave it under the video here on YouTube. Give me a massive like as well if you like to see these theme deck breakdowns and a little bit more of a critical analysis about them than just opening them up and then, there you go, vomit the cards at you. And yeah, subscribe if you haven't yet. Up until next time, Buzzayan signing out. Peace.